play any sound?
Okay.
I know, I got something.
That's my favorite one.
Don't worry.
Alright, what's up, good people? That's what happens when
No.
That's what happens when you have a white person on the boards.
Oh, you were about to say a white woman, but then you wanted to change it?
Who whites? That's a drop.
Well, I hope you can hear whatever Kenny's playing better than I can, because all I hear is some elevator music. Alright, you can fade it out now. Thanks, producer. Anyways, I'm PD Camarillo. He's
Kenneth Frank James Bartholomew, Eisenhower III.
I need you to not say your whole name and stutter in the middle of it.
That was
your name?
Tommy Nicole McEnany Smith Holder, but I go by Nikki.
Oh, you see
how
she said that?
What kind of fucking IE wide receiver name is that? She sounds like she went to
Stella got her groove back. It only took a couple Angry Orchards.
Right. But it doesn't. That whole name sounds like you're a DB at an IE high school.
Oh yeah.
Like, got a pocket full of nicknames.
Anyways, it's Touchdowns and Tangents, TDs_tangents on Twitter and Instagram. Your Thursday night spot for NFL takes, topical tangents, and concise commentary for the culture. We got a loaded show for you tonight. We're a little late. Hopefully you're hearing this. We don't know. We're just guessing.
Shout out to Stormburger if you can hear this.
Yeah, shout out to Storm for
food so good. The food was so good it made Pete cry a little bit, and then eat his burger while simultaneously driving down La Brea.
It was honestly the first time I felt anything in like 3 years.
And nothing hurts anymore. I feel kind of free. No, I'm just playing.
Y'all ever seen that video by Weird Al Yankovic called "Trapped in the Drive-Thru"?
Yes.
You know, at the very end, he like goes insane and like snatches the burger out of his wife's hands and scarfs it down.
No, I would do that.
That was like the vibe.
I mean, that's how Pete.
Like, I'm thinking about doing that.
That's how Pete normally eats. You know, you could just call them and get a burger.
I'm just saying, don't leave that burger around. You won't see it, bro.
Yeah, shout out to
like, oh, the housekeeping came early. They probably just tossed it. Probably thought it was trash. My bad, bro. And you know I will eat that fast enough, like, even
you say
just
the housekeeper?
going to pee.
You have a housekeeper?
Like, when you went to go pee, I had a serious existential crisis.
He was going to dig in my backpack and eat a burger in front of her, and y'all were just never going to talk about it?
How much do I value Kenny's friendship? Let's see, man. Is it worth the burger?
Yeah, like, meanwhile, I sit here in the studio waiting for 15 minutes to eat because I thought I'd be polite and wait, but no. That dude scarfed it down.
Says the girl who ditched us and went Texas Manifest Destiny.
Because I knew y'all were gonna be like, text me your order, and I was gonna be like, no, I'll pay for it. But then you're gonna be like, no. So then that's why I was like,
I was treating everybody to dinner, and you just said, nah, fuck that, I'm good.
What's a family dinner when you don't have a family, Kenny?
Wow, that was dark.
I mean, I think that applies to all of us, so I don't think it's that dark.
I mean, my family went out of town. Like, they're in Oakland with the rest of my family.
They're your family this week, huh?
They're always family.
Yeah, but next week they're the women you live with.
Oh.
At least I got women that live with me.
That was me. That was me. That laugh was genuine. Fuck you. That was a genuine laugh. That was not a fake laugh.
No!
Oh, now you're taking my trademark? Okay. That's what we're doing, huh?
You know how badly I have to scarf my voice to make that sound? I'm internally in pain right now. But no, I mean, not as much as you, but you know.
It's alright, I co-opted that.
Everybody knows you can't kick somebody while they're down, bro. That's crazy.
Yeah,
that's like against the rules of the fight, you know?
I mean, you need them.
I don't know about that.
I mean, maybe you just tap them with
if you get down on their level and elbow them, like, I think that's okay.
Yeah, like with my nephew. When he's acting like a little baby, I just get down to his level.
And elbow him?
Sometimes.
Drop the people's elbow?
So based.
Sometimes, like, I'll shake his hand and he won't shake my hand. So I just dump the bottom of his feet. I'm like, yeah, shake my hand.
Which, by the way, man, shout out to Heels. I'm glad that show's back. I didn't know if it was going to come back.
Wait, what show?
Heels?
Oh, yeah.
It's pretty good. You should watch it.
Wasn't the teaser is like the girl wins the championship? That's what I saw in that ladder match.
That's how it ended.
Oh.
That's how the last season ended. That's where it begins from.
Oh, sweet. Well, yeah, I definitely got that. AJ Lee's on that. I forget her real name, but CM Punk's wife, who's in way better shape than him and super athletic.
The young Bond girls?
No, she's Asian.
Oh. Well,
Yeah,
I guess
AJ
you
Lee,
just gave it away.
She's the girl who was training with him in the ring.
But she's blonde?
No, she's a brunette.
Yeah, no, different.
She's Asian. She literally
That
did her
hasn't
finishing
happened
move on CM Punk. Like,
That hasn't happened yet.
no, it already happened.
I mean, I'm saying in the show it hasn't happened.
Oh yeah,
She hasn't come up in the show yet.
Oh, okay, cool. But yeah, now they're off women and the pain they cause us. Sorry, Pete.
All right, well, there's some shit we gotta
Sorry,
talk
Nikki.
about.
I honestly have no idea what y'all are
I'm
talking
gonna say, I was
about.
like, I didn't think you
was
caused
just
me
gonna
any
I was just
pain.
gonna let you cook because I have no idea what show you're talking about. So
Nah, I kept cooking, Pete. It's a show about wrestling with the guy who was Stephen Amell.
wrestling.
He was in he was Arrow, so now he's like he's a big wrestling fan. So he like is in the show Heels. It's about like a small time wrestling family and a whole bunch of stuff. It's pretty good. It's a pretty good show.
It's like all the elements of like wrestling, like all the good shit, the bad shit, like it's all in
Behind the scenes.
It's all in
Like real wrestling or like WWE?
Well, no,
it's both.
it's more like the
okay.
origins of the fundamentals of wrestling.
Oh, gotcha.
Like imagine going up through the indie scenes and actually recording how that works. Kind of like that. So if
Because
nobody
before WWE, wrestling was like super regional.
it was carny.
Yeah,
It was
so
it's literally wrestling stems from the carnival. That's why they use carny language.
Some of that is still around, like in the South, and so that's why
Vince
that's what it
McMahon
is.
killed all that.
Yeah, for sure.
No, but some of it's still around. But yeah,
I mean, in
the
like the
territory.
deep South.
but even out here, like
Mexico.
there's one in Phoenix. There's one out here. There's other. They're around.
Like indie wrestling has changed with the times.
Yeah, it's even.
So you'll
more
see a lot
indie.
of goofy shit that you would never see
Yeah, for sure.
Indie wrestling?
independent.
Oh,
Yeah, for sure.
interesting.
All right, so what are we gonna talk about?
The preseason games that went down tonight.
Was there a preseason game that went down
The
tonight?
Texans and the Patriots. Jalen Mills picked off C.J. Stroud
All right, interesting.
with like 2 for 4.
Cool.
I think the Patriots won like 20-9. Malik Cunningham played really good. Shout out
Awesome.
to Malik Cunningham. You said he was going to be a receiver.
I didn't say that.
I know, Nick
I
did.
never said that.
When did I say that?
You
I
said
think Lucas
the
said that.
Patriots going to
I
move him
don't
to
think
receiver.
Blakey ever said that.
I never said that.
Yeah, I think Lucas said that.
Wait.
That's
Actually, you know what? Yeah, that sounds like some shit he said. My bad. I'm sorry.
Why would they move Malik Cunningham
He's
to
not even
receiver?
like. I mean, he's
He's-
fast.
he
but
runs
he's
a
not like
4.54.
that fast.
He's fast.
It just seems racist.
He's faster
to be
than
honest.
Edelman.
Oh, I mean, I don't know. But no, I never said that. I mean,
Oh, my bad.
I'm glad. I actually didn't catch any of the stats from the game, but I'm glad that Malik Cunningham apparently performed well. So,
QB number 3.
honestly, I see him backing up Mac Jones very soon. And to be honest, like I don't have anything against Mac Jones, and I'm really excited to see how he may or may not have developed this season or this off season. But like the league is moving away from quarterbacks like him, and there's only a matter of time before Bill Belichick is.
But it's double B.
No, he's
That's the
not, and that's the thing. Like, is when is Bill Belichick finally gonna decide that he needs to convert like everybody else?
I mean,
'Cause
he
it's
said
hurting
Cam
us.
Newton couldn't play, even though Cam Newton threw for like 400 yards against the Seahawks.
No, Cam Newton's different though. Cam Newton was a good bench, but
He was a good flex.
specifically Cam Newton, I understand that situation. But other than him, Bill Belichick is just behind. But anyway, I'm glad to hear that Cunningham did well.
Yep. There's a litany of games this weekend.
Yeah.
But since it's preseason, I don't care to even talk about it. All I know is like Bengals, Packers, Seahawks, Vikings. Everybody's high on first round pick Jackson Smith and Jigba.
That seems like the preseason all favorite for rookie of the year or offensive rookie of the year.
I mean, I could see it being a receiver. The way the league is going.
I would.
Running backs.
I wouldn't be surprised if it's C.J. Stroud, to be honest.
Really?
Yeah.
Over Bryce?
Yeah.
Wow, that's a hot take.
Well, you heard it here first.
I mean, if we're looking at the teams, who is a better offense, CJ or Bryce? I would say CJ.
He has the tools available to him more than Bryce, in my opinion.
And a defensive-minded head coach.
I feel like...
True.
Where's Frank Reich?
I mean, I feel like Houston's better than last year.
I would freaking hope so. Jesus.
They got Will. They got Will Anderson.
Their O-line is
and
better
Bryce Young.
than Carolina's O-line.
By far. Not even close.
So, I don't know.
No, I mean, it's not really close who has a better offensive line.
Yeah.
The Texans have a much better offensive line, arguably a better defense.
I mean, I could see why you would say Carolina has better receivers, but also we don't know what the dude with leukemia is going to bring.
Right.
No, he's
and
fully healthy now.
They drafted somebody else. That's
John
what I
Minchie's
mean.
Healthy now, though.
That's what I mean. Yeah, so he's added to the mix.
Speed.
Didn't they grab that Georgia receiver?
Mm-hmm.
The one that was in the car crash?
I forgot who they signed, but they did sign a receiver.
I want to. He went really low because of the car crash thing, but I think they picked him up. He should have gone multiple rounds before he did.
The Louisiana receiver?
Robert Woods,
Georgia.
John Minchie.
Not what's his face, not the guy that went 11th.
Tank Dell, Noah Brown.
Tank Dell's really good. Out of Houston.
Jalen Camp, Johnny Johnson, Steven Sims,
Johnny Wayne? Johnson, I think.
Jared Wayne?
No, I don't know.
Javon Wims?
No, I don't know. Maybe I'm tripping. I might just be getting it confused with a different team. There was another receiver in that whole Georgia car crash thing that got drafted way below because of the whole car crash thing.
I think the receiver was a lineman.
Was it? I don't know.
Jalen Carter was
Yeah, not Carter, someone else. Yeah. No, it doesn't matter. I'm just getting confused.
There was somebody in a car crash. I know.
There's another athlete, that...
for some reason, another dude in Georgia got popped for driving too fast. So I don't know what's going on in Georgia with all these athletes and speeding tickets. It's kind of a problem, serious problem.
Party school.
Good old Athens.
This Houston defense is either going to be great or trash.
They got players at every level, though.
Yeah, but they got at least 3 former Raiders, so that's a red flag.
Former Raiders always play better on other teams.
4 former Raiders.
And they always play better on other teams.
I mean, you're not wrong.
You got the corner, Stingley Jr., looking real promising. I don't think he gave up a touchdown last year. Will Anderson, who they traded up to get, elite pass rusher, already one of their best players on defense. They're better than the Titans.
What was up with that thing that you said about Tennessee Titans having one of the best tailgates in the NFL? I feel like that's cap.
Or was that the Tennessee Volunteers?
Both. It was the UT Volunteers and the Titans.
Honestly,
that's interesting.
I could see that going either way. One, I don't know. I think they interviewed 20,000 people. So I don't know where those 20,000 people were.
Nashville, Tennessee, apparently, bro.
But that's what I'm saying. So I don't know what percentage of that was in New York and California versus Tennessee and Louisiana. First of all. Second of all, I could see that making sense because there's not as much to do out there. And also, Titan fans are pretty good fans.
Yeah, I agree.
They're competitive. They're smart. They're not over the top, obnoxious.
I mean, they have no right to be. So.
I mean, yeah,
that's true.
And then also with that, I've heard the Predator games are the best.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not a stretch for me to say oh yeah. Tennessee games or Titans tailgates are awesome. So I don't know.
Where is the Titan Stadium located again?
I don't think it's in Nashville, right?
I don't know.
I do not know. All I know is they have that $1 billion stadium and it looks kind of mid.
I thought it looked okay.
Somebody said it looked like the inside of a game.
No, they do play in Nashville.
It's in Nissan Stadium is in Nashville, Tennessee. Yeah. I mean, Nashville's pretty country. I mean, there's a certain type of people that are just more prone to tailgating, and I guess that's kind of So maybe that's the case. I don't know. I went to a Volunteers tailgate one time. It was kind of mid. But
in Knoxville?
Huh?
Isn't it in Knoxville?
Yeah.
And you went into Knoxville?
Yeah, it was OU versus UT. We were losing the whole time. We ended up beating them at the very last second. It was a great game.
Damn, you really are their good luck charm, huh?
Yeah. Funny thing is funny you say that, is I was late to the game because the tailgate was so far away and there's way too much traffic, and we were losing very bad by the time I got to the game, but I stayed, and we ended up winning. So clearly, I got some juju in my veins. So that was Baker Mayfield was still playing then, I think.
Alright, other news from the week. Alvin Kamara suspended 3 games for his role in the Las Vegas incident. I believe he was meeting with Roger Goodell a couple weeks ago. But yeah, he'll be sitting the first 3 games. Kareem Hunt was also working out there this week. Didn't leave with the deal.
Oh?
Yeah, he didn't leave with the deal.
Yeah.
And then Henry Ruggs was sentenced 3 to 10 years for his fatal crash a couple years ago in Vegas. We'll see if he's able to reinstate his career after that, but at least for the next 3 years for sure. He's going to be in the pen, maybe as long as 10. And then I don't think he'll get 10, but
I think he'll get 3.
I think he'll get probably 3, maybe 4,
5.
He might even get 2 because he's already been in there 2 years.
He knows what's at stake. Like he'll be good. It'll be 3 years.
But he's already been in there like 2 years, so he might really only get a year because he might get time served.
I don't think time served was a part of the deal. No.
Okay, fair
Especially in Vegas.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
He's getting way less time than Tory Lanez.
Dude, I don't know what it is, but I've always been so at bat for this Ruggs guy. I've never cared about him at all. He went to Alabama, played for the Raiders, but I get so angry when people talk crap about him. How he's a murderer and stuff.
Well, it's
just like, oh
it's
my
like
God.
Derek Carr said.
If
anybody needs a friend, it's that guy.
He made a terrible, horrible, unfortunate mistake that resulted in an unthinkable tragedy that does not make him a murderer or a bad person.
Yeah, I mean, he definitely made some bad decisions, but
he's stupid. Yeah, okay, so yeah, he's stupid. Okay, he made a stupid mistake. Okay, I've done stupid things. I've gone 120, 130 before down the highway. I mean, not residential, not that dumb, but I
hope not when you're drunk and arguing with your girlfriend.
I don't know. Speaking of which, I saw this post on Facebook, which is really funny. He was clearly a Raiders fan, but he was talking crap about Ruggs' girlfriend, saying that how dare she not take the fall for him, and say that you mooched off his money and his success, but then when it comes to him killing somebody, you should have taken the fall for him because you knew what. Nah, bro, nah. No, I don't care how much I love somebody, bro. You kill somebody, I'll fill up your commissary, bro. I'll come visit.
Yeah, don't marry anyone Italian in the mob.
Hell no.
Alright. Other news from the week, Johnny Manziel. I don't know why this is in the top part, but Johnny Manziel says he attempted suicide after his release.
Where else do you want me to put it? Touchdown return.
Johnny Manziel.
Fair or fade? I don't know.
Johnny Manziel admitting that he totally just fucked off and watched less film than Jamarcus Russell.
He did admit that?
He said he watched 0 film. The team told his agent, bro, he's watched 0 hours of film. We have his iPad.
Kyler Murray kind of moment?
No. Kyler Murray has to look at the film. Johnny Manziel, you could tell, wasn't watching any film, didn't know anything about anything.
Okay, this is about him trying to kill himself, so let's go back to that.
I mean,
he was doing a lot of cocaine, so.
And he had 7 spiral routes. You gotta remember, after he got cut, he spiraled out 4 or 5 times and then was playing arena league
clearly
football.
And are you surprised that he attempted suicide then if he was spiraling so hard? Makes sense.
Definitely not.
How long
he also failed because he didn't try. So I don't feel bad for people who fail because they just didn't try.
How long
pissed away their opportunity by not working hard.
I don't think that's the case though.
How long
he
until
was
he's
on drugs at Texas A&M.
How long until he's a quarterback coach somewhere?
How are you a failure as a quarterback
in the
coach?
great state of Texas?
He will be.
No,
What's the over/under? 5 years?
He's what he is going to be doing is growing his real estate and marketing businesses in College Station, Texas, which
and
wherever
he can still do all that.
He
and
just
fucking be a quarterback coach.
He just opened a bar called, I think it's called Johnny Cash in College Station.
You gonna go?
If I'm in College Station, I guess, because it's the only bar in College Station I haven't been to.
Why
so I'll
Johnny
try
Football was taken?
It's just funny because Johnny Cash. It's just cute.
Yeah, because he took money for photos. I just want to know, is he going to give half his earnings to Mike Evans? Because that's who made his career.
Mike Evans actually commented on his like excerpt about attempting suicide and said it was really brave, and that like coming out and saying something like that, especially like in the Texas A&M is a very like it's a little bit more toxic, I would think, as far as the environment goes. More so than like a lot of football programs, just because Texas A&M is so conservative. So I know that like, especially with him trying to build his brand in College Station right now, it's not like it helped his brand coming out and talking about his mental health issues. So I'm obligated to feel bad for the guy, obviously, as a Texas A&M fan.
I think at some point he's gonna be a quarterback coach and maybe even offensive coordinator.
Maybe he'll get something at Texas A&M, but nowhere else.
I don't know, man. Someone will try to latch onto that brand and try to use those recruiting.
No one gives a shit about Johnny Manziel except Texas A&M fans.
I don't know.
He is
that,
Johnny Manziel in Texas A&M is like a god.
He
Everywhere else,
has
no one
a
gives a
fucking
fuck.
Drake song. There's a whole Dave episode about that.
How many people have Drake?
I got a song with Drake.
Like,
I got a song with Drake.
I'm just saying, like, I appreciate his honesty, and I'm sure it was.
And honestly, that song's fucking hard, bro. Like, I feel bad listening to it because it's just like a ballad about tragedy now. But it's like, damn, like this dude really had a song about him from the hottest artist in the world, like, and he wasn't even pro yet. Like, that's fucking wild.
I mean, I can't imagine how crippling that pressure was.
Well, no, shit. The Drake curse is a real ass fucking thing.
It's not even just Drake.
That might have even been the impetus of it, honestly.
I mean, Johnny Manziel is one of the like biggest like football prodigies that has come through since I don't even know.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
So
that's some Texas bias shit.
Anyone else?
You're telling me a 5'10" quarterback was the biggest prodigy you've ever seen?
Okay, anyone else got football in their name?
We have Matt Leinart, Mark Sanchez, Barkley. Literally,
name two.
I can't even
name two.
There's too many to count.
Exactly.
Like literally every quarterback from Southern California was supposed to be a prodigy.
Oh yeah, you forgot Kenny Hill. He came right after Manziel.
Of course, you know some random guy named Kenny. Of course, you do.
His last name is Kenny Hill. Okay. They called him Kenny Football.
He was okay. He was one of the biggest college football prodigies to come out in the 21st century so far.
I don't
forgot
know
Myles Garrett.
Myles Garrett was not a prodigy, I wouldn't say. I love Myles Garrett, and I like him a lot more than I do Johnny Manziel.
I'd say Bryce was a bigger prodigy than Johnny Manziel. By far.
Yeah, sure. That's why I said one of.
I wouldn't even put him in the top 10, sis. He's a 5'9" quarterback who stole a Heisman and stole a first-round draft slot.
You just made him shorter twice.
Whatever.
Pretty sure I think he's 5'11", but
with cleats on.
Why do you care about dissing him? I mean, he was.
Why do you care about defending it?
I mean,
yeah, I'm just stating the facts. I really don't care. If Johnny Manziel walked in here, I'd be like, "What's up, Johnny?" And I would talk to him. I would clown him. Kenny would clown him. Kenny would talk shit to him.
Nah, like, hey, look.
I would be cool with him. I'd be like, "Yeah, man."
How scared for your life were you when you played Alabama?
He was a bigger prodigy than Baker Mayfield times 100 million.
That's
cap. He was expected to be more. He was a bigger brand. People loved him. He was exciting. He was electric.
Tell that to Baker's #1 contract.
Johnny Manziel went #1 overall.
And I'm pretty sure...
Did not Johnny Manziel
not go #1 overall? I'm pretty sure Baker got cheeks just off those 2 wins he got with the Rams.
He 22nd to the Browns.
I want to know who got more cheeks, Baker and Manziel. That's what I care about.
Baker.
100,000,000,000% Manziel.
No.
That's what we need to talk about on the podcast.
You telling me
who got more cheeks? You or Johnny Football, Baker?
100,000,000%.
Baker
Johnny
can't
Manziel.
say it because I think he's married now.
Johnny Manziel could not move through the town of College Station without getting mobbed. Straight up.
I believe that.
And I'm pretty sure Baker had room service.
You have to understand, like, okay, Norman, Oklahoma isn't a very huge town, but they have kind of a bigger track record with, like, high-end football players than a program like Texas A&M does. And Johnny Manziel visits College Station very often, unlike most athletes with their alum. He comes, like 4 or 5 games.
Yeah, because he was retired.
Because he has nothing else to do.
By 25.
But College Station is absolutely, utterly enamored and obsessed with the guy. He cannot walk outside without literally being, like, treated like the Pope. So I'm sure he gets 15 times more bitches than Baker Mayfield. Also, I think Baker Mayfield has a wife.
That's what I said before he got married.
So
I don't think he was married at Texas Tech.
Yeah, I think he was married by his senior year at Oklahoma,
so I mean,
which is his Heisman year. So I'm guessing he wasn't getting that many bitches.
But if he's having sex with the same person over and over again, that's probably more than.
I hate that argument. I hate when we get there.
I don't know.
That's
okay.
That's when misogyny, locker room talk turns the wrong way. Like, I'm not with that. Like, I'm not with that.
Okay, man. if it's straight up like getting tail, then maybe Baker.
No, because then it becomes a whole like he said, she said. Like, okay, what am I supposed to do? Argue with you and tell you you're not getting cheeks from your girlfriend? Like, bro, you be in the group chat every day. You telling me you getting nonstop cheeks from your girlfriend? No, you're not, bro. You sitting there watching streaming and not doing shit, getting less play than the single dudes. I'm sorry to tell you that.
Are you okay?
I'm just saying.
Have you had this conversation before?
Like, I hate when the relationship dude like comes to the misogynist like locker room talk and tries to put his dick on the table. Like, bro, you got a girlfriend for 7 years. Like, no one's even talking to you, bro. Yeah, you get cheeks allegedly. Let's move on.
Allegedly?
We don't know. He said she
said. People in healthy relationships do be fucking constantly, even years in.
Like, yeah, but not everyone's doing it all the time. Everyone has different cadence that fits their lives and relationships. Like,
true.
Yeah, so like for the random fucking monogamous dude to just be like, yeah, I be beating my wife's cheeks. Like, what am I supposed to say, bro? Like, there's no way that conversation turns into something positive. Like, either I'm roasting your relationship, I'm roasting your girlfriend, or I'm roasting you. Like, bro, like, this is not going well. Like, let us just have a talk about girls that we almost had, and you just eat your fucking Wendy's, bro, and chill, and be happy to be out of the house. Because if you were getting that much cheeks, you wouldn't be kicking it with us. Trust me.
Okay,
checkmate or nah? Checkmate. He's pleading the fifth.
All I'm saying is, we don't know what Baker was doing, and a lot of times people who, even if they're in a relationship in college,
let's not accuse him of infidelity.
I'm not, but it's not infidelity if y'all not married and y'all not together in college.
Or maybe they have an agreement.
And maybe people were fucking other people in college before they settle down and get serious, too.
Okay, and? That's still infidelity?
I'm not taking...
That's not okay.
That's actually my argument.
Like, if I found out that my fiancé, like...
Fuck somebody before he met you?
Kissed another girl one day after we started dating, I'd break up with him.
Hold on, what?
Wait, what? You're that fickle?
What?
That's cheating!
No, are you kidding me?
Are you insane?
After the first day?
I guess
not like 3 months in. And you got to
a hand job or a blow job.
Second day.
I said
fucking
I said one day. I said one day.
Finish the probation period.
I said one day after we started dating.
What if?
And what time period is that?
Dating as in boyfriend, girlfriend?
When is the first date?
What if he has a good Italian friend who kisses him on the cheek and he accidentally turns and they accidentally kiss on the lips?
What if
like,
it a lady
oh no, we're done?
What if it was a peck on the cheek because he's known him?
Are y'all both admitting to cheating on your former partners right now, or what? Because this is a little
I'm just trying to figure out where the line is.
First off.
Wait, hold on, what?
Second of all.
I didn't hear what you said. What did you just say?
I plead the fifth.
You said how fickle of you. Okay.
Luke fickle?
I'm engaged, so clearly I figured something out. So
I know.
See, this is why you need to hit like a sound effect on the board.
where's the wah 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 sound effect?
A smooth?
Hit the red one since you're getting married.
Damn, man.
Damn, she got you. All I'm saying is, you said
don't cheat
dating.
on your partners, please.
You said dating. There's no way a man will specify the exact time when you and a female got serious because you were dating.
Why do you say female? It's gross.
Because women usually keep better track of when a relationship starts than a man does. Those
right, but
facts.
you say man, but then you say female.
Oh, shit. Sorry. Woman. Male. If I say male and female, is that better?
I guess, but you already kind of ruined it, so you gotta say man and woman now.
Okay, man and woman. He and she.
I mean, they're both derivatives.
No, bro. Any woman on the planet will tell you that they don't like being called a
My
female.
mom does not give a fuck.
It's very dehumanizing.
My mom does not give a fuck, and she's never heard that before.
I guess I could see that.
My mom told me that. My mom was like, don't call me by my first name, because, you know.
Any man who describes a woman as a female is a red flag, and automatically.
The way I grew up, I've never heard
broads?
that. Yeah,
No, I wouldn't. Rather you say broads. Jesus.
Like,
that's not a red flag,
you
bro.
didn't say
Like, that's just a
girls.
punch in the face. Women, girls.
Alright, so
women.
girl is more offensive than female?
But some people aren't women.
A girl is less offensive than female?
People don't run around saying male, ever. I say men. I say man. I say he. I
That's
say
plural.
him.
Yeah, but you say bros.
Dudes.
Bruh.
Bros.
Bros. Yeah, dudes.
That's
bros.
fine. Just don't say females.
Okay,
Sis?
ladies.
It's dehumanizing. That's
Ladies?
fine. Don't
Alright,
say
ladies is
female.
fine.
It's
Alright,
dehumanizing.
We're all ladies.
It's dehumanizing.
Just so.
We're all half our mothers.
There's a
anyway.
female dog, female cat, female gorilla. Okay,
What
you
the
can
fuck?
say.
There's not a female Harambe.
You get what I'm saying.
I know. I just wanted to.
It's-
Anyways, let's
But
move
no,
on. College
bottom
football.
line. I just want to say this last part. Bottom line is,
cheat
women
on your
keep better
partners.
track of when a relationship starts than a man.
No, because when my fiance asked me to be his
No, because-
girlfriend, he literally said,
Okay,
"So is
cocky.
it? So is 9/11 going to be our anniversary day?" And I said, "I guess so." So he kept track of it just as well as me.
Yeah, but you said if he kissed a female when you guys started dating.
So our anniversary is 9/11, which is when we first started dating. If he kissed a girl on
that's
9/12,
the first date you guys ever had.
no.
See. A
That's
different
just
kind of
fucked
dude.
up,
A different
like,
kind of dude will
I just
say
don't get
that's not
how,
our first
like-
date.
Our first date was in August.
I just
When
don't
were you
get
first
how
official?
that
9/11.
Okay,
little
so when was
thing
your first date?
would
First said, hey, let's go out to eat. I'll pay for it.
Like August, maybe like late July or August.
What do you remember the date?
No.
See,
I just don't
That's how
Dude,
some
I said after you're official. 9/11, we're official. If he kissed somebody on 9/12, I'd break up with them today.
but another woman would say, from the first time we had a date. See, everybody's timeline is different.
No, because young people say talking. They don't say dating. They say talking. When they're talking about dating.
Hey, I'm 31. I'm young
Okay, so
too.
you've heard talking
Goddamn.
then. So you've heard talking. People say talking when they are not serious. They're dating. That means they have an official date, and
the
they've
language-
clarified that they're together.
What time period are we talking? Because I mean, I'm 31. You're 24. If we go back 10
Have
years,
you heard people say
how
talking?
old are you?
I'm talking to somebody.
Okay, but that logic probably worked when you were 14. But me and Pete were much older, and we weren't.
See, I've had a boyfriend since I was 18, though, so.
See, all I'm saying is when it comes to this college, when college is dating, college athletes, their timeline is much different than a
That doesn't give him a
non-athlete.
pass. If you cheat, you're a cheater and you're an infidel and you suck.
Jesus.
I'm just saying, that's a slippery slope.
Yeah, it is.
That's a slippery slope. Ice you're
It's a
playing on
slippery
right
slope to call a cheater.
now. No,
Y'all
to
crazy.
differentiate when someone is a cheater in the communication phase of a relationship.
I said dating official. Official. Once you are official,
mean-
when you ask, hey, do you want to be my girlfriend? Then it's cheating.
But a kiss?
Yes! Yes!
I don't know.
That's.
I mean,
that's
I
a
get
lot
it if
right
you
there.
say those words, y'all
So
have mutual agreement.
let's say Will asked me to be his girlfriend on 9/11. 9/12, I go kiss a man. It's still fine.
Yeah.
But what if
No,
you kissed a
dude,
girl
that's not healthy.
9,
If we were
10?
together and you did that to me and we have lived together for fucking 2 years and moved to LA, I'd be like, yeah, whatever.
Okay.
I fuck your best friend. Like, it's cool.
That's wild. That's wild. That's some Brad.
I'm not saying, like, I would just be like, yeah. I'd be like, okay.
You want to be quiet?
Yeah.
You're just like,
yeah.
I just need to know, because I'm just saying, like, if he kissed a girl the day before your date and he knew he was going to ask you to be his girlfriend, is that still cheating?
I mean, no, but I'd be mad.
That's still cheating.
Oh,
that's the equal amount of cheating.
No, because he hadn't asked me to be official yet. Once you are official, once you're there's a reason.
Are you saving your feelings or his?
There's a reason.
See how this is nasty work?
There's a reason.
See how timelines are different?
Have you ever heard the term exclusive?
Yes.
There's a reason it's called exclusive, because they're exclusive.
But what's understood
you ever heard of mutually
explained.
Exclusive events? Is when two things can happen at once.
Kenny's
it means
scenario,
that nothing else can happen.
In Kenny's scenario, I would feel like the backup plan, like, oh, what, you kissed a girl and it wasn't magical, so now you asked me to be your girlfriend? Like, that would make me feel worse than, like, oh, yeah, you asked me to be your girlfriend.
On me?
You went to the strip club and kissed some random bro. Like, whatever. It is what it is.
He was out of
Broad is so 2010 as well.
Why?
Broad? No one says broad anymore.
Oh, I said broad?
Yes.
My bad.
Wait, what'd you?
No one except Eminem says broad anymore, bro.
People in Philly say broad.
New Yorkers say broad.
Rednecks say broad.
New Yorkers.
People say broad a lot.
So you want to be compared to New Yorkers and rednecks?
No, definitely not.
Okay.
I mean, people say broad a lot. It's just a different colloquialism. It's a different tone.
I would rather be called a lot of things than a broad. Like
female or broad?
Definitely a female, because some people act like they don't understand what the real meaning of female means, but everyone knows what broad means, and it's not a good thing.
Delve deeper into that. Tell me how.
I mean, anything you call woman is a derivative of
for people
man,
who are
so
listening and probably still say that shit, because you explained it to me off air.
Again, it's one word. It's dehumanizing. Period.
Is it like sunning somebody?
How do you say it? Like, I don't know how to explain it, but whenever you have a lot of experience with men being sexist towards you, it's like, how do you say it? Like, you know when two things happen all the time in the same area, so you start associating them together? Sexist men say female.
Oh, okay. I can see how you can come to that conclusion.
Don't forget about the time, so we don't get kicked out again.
Yeah, no, I already bought another hour.
All right, cool.
But if
it
shuts this shit off, only to shut me back on, I'm gonna be like, what the fuck, bro?
No, it doesn't.
Don't cheat on your partners, and also
don't call.
Good for you. Good for you, Johnny. I am proud of you.
Don't call women females, and technically, if you know you're gonna ask her out to be your significant other,
exclusively.
Fuck some hoes and cheat before you do it, so it's technically not cheating.
Country.
Don't cheat at all.
Or at least area code.
But it's not cheating.
Have a moral compass and just don't do it because you're a good person.
Different county.
Just don't do it because you're a good person.
Don't do it with somebody on a friends list, because then it's malicious.
Don't do it at all because you're a good person, and also you don't want to pick up random STDs.
I mean, yeah,
that's a slippery slope.
I'm sorry, Mr. Slippery Slope.
You're in college telling horny people to be responsible.
Yeah, like, you can't just make that leap. Like,
hey, man,
you cheated, you got an STD. Like, no.
Let me explain something to you. College students
responsibly?
College athletes be fucking out here, okay? I want to see some. College athletes be out here fucking at insanely high rates.
Sure.
We all know the urban legends in the midst.
Athletes get hella bitches, and that means they got hella STDs.
I need you to not say bitches. We can't say females, so like...
Females is different. Saying, oh, you got bitches is different than calling someone a female.
That's like
how are you gonna
just move on?
That's more your hang up than other women, but I'm gonna let you have that.
Yeah, let's just talk about college football.
Don't.
I've never wanted to talk about college football more in my life.
If you talk about bitches in third person, it's not a big deal. But if you call a woman a bitch to her face, then it is a big deal.
Not really, because gay dudes do that all the time.
But you can say female.
Okay, but gay women saying "oh bitch," like that's different than calling someone a bitch.
I have friends who are gay, and they call their straight female friends bitch to their face. Which is kind of in front of their mom.
Don't let Nikki call you a bitch, man. She knows how to say bitch, like in a demeaning way, like
in a soul crushing way.
Yeah, like damn, I'm hurt.
You a bitch, bro.
Yeah,
like, damn,
stop saying that.
Even jokingly, it hurt my feelings.
You gotta put emphasis on the B.
No, it's the eye contact and the emphasis on what part of the word bitch you say. Like if I'm like bitch, then that's kind of funny.
See, you like women calling other women bitches is like, oh my god, bitch. Just guess what I just heard. But if you call a man a bitch, then it's like.
I mean, sometimes it's like,
sometimes maybe acting like bitches.
Yeah, as E40 and Too Short said, niggas be acting like bitches, female puppies, man. That's a direct quote.
Moving on to college football.
Okay.
The Big 12 is now becoming the Big 10 with the admittance.
Acceptance.
Yeah, sure. With the admittance of Arizona State and Utah.
And Arizona. I told you. Did I not tell y'all?
Yay! Oh, and the commissioner states that they're not interested in the remaining Pac-4 teams and that they are quote-unquote full.
Now that's fucked up.
You're
not gonna let me in the club, and I've been.
How you getting it from outside the club? You can't even.
It's like you're a more attractive woman getting let in the club, getting held out of the club because you're 2 years older than the chick that they just let in the club.
I mean,
what? Berkeley,
Arizona State, Berkeley, Oregon State, Cal, Stanford, Washington State.
No, Arizona State and Utah are definitely better choices.
I said Oregon State, Washington State, Cal, Stanford. Okay, well, I thought.
Yeah, Washington has money. Oregon State has nice.
Pullman is nice. Corvallis is nice.
Utah is definitely a good choice.
Stanford Utah is a hood hopper.
Cal has alumni.
And they lost 4 straight bowl games.
Okay,
yeah,
again,
we know
you're biased against Utah.
Cal has alumni.
Utah
they have money.
Shit 4 years.
Stanford has alumni. They have money.
Arizona State, though, has fans that care about their football program.
No. I push back on that. I'll push back on that.
I've been to an Arizona State game before, and it was almost full. It was one of the only west-ish coast football games I've ever been to that felt like it had people.
It's not West Coast.
I said ish. That's why I put ish.
Mountain West.
We're gonna stop disrespecting the Mountain West on this podcast, on this broadcast, on this cacophony of intelligence.
But honestly, I mean, I think Oklahoma State, Washington State, and Stanford and Cal. I mean, I think they make
I would have took Oregon State.
Oregon State.
Honestly, I would have took the rest of the Pac-12.
I think those 4 are good for the Mountain West, though. I think that makes the Mountain West more powerful.
Sure.
I'm gonna just go on.
Oregon State especially makes sense for the Mountain West, in my opinion.
All those coaches coached at Oregon State and Boise State, and like Jonathan Smith, all those coaches in the Pac-12 also coach in the Mountain West. They all know each other. So my thing is this: if the Mountain West wanted to take advantage of the little bit of leverage that they have right now, I would merge with the Pac-12 and be like, look, you guys are partial members. If you want to be full-time members, you got to stay in the conference for 10 years. And we also, with the 4 of you coming, we add on. You get to keep your Pac-12 records. We'll keep those separate. We'll add your stuff to the media wing of the Mountain West. And you can always figure out media deals. If you guys want to go out and get an Apple deal for the whole conference, sure, let's all do that. You can get 100% of whatever you get on your own for your school. That's fine. But the first year, you're half members. Then after that, the next year you're full. But you got to stay in the conference 10 years. You can't just leave. And we get automatic qualifier status. I would figure something like that because the Pac-12 is dead don't tell me adding SMU and Sun Belt schools and maybe Sacramento State and Montana and all these other schools that clearly aren't up to snuff, because if they were up to snuff, you would have added them already.
You would have already added them,
yeah. That's my biggest issue is this could have already been handled and done with, and they're not doing it, and it's very problematic.
It's playing. I listened to it. That's the old one.
Me personally, I would just...
Yeah, I checked it already.
I would much rather see the Mountain West just take those last 4 teams. Because the Pac-12 is going out bad. And also, I don't want anybody from the Pac-12 coming after my ass.
Do you know why it's saying $2.99 is live?
That's our old show that was on the radio.
Personally,
it's the only one I have.
If it's
we used to record live on that.
If I'm honestly the Mountain West,
it had its own podcast.
This is really your best chance to get relevancy. You can literally swallow up another conference that was talking shit about you. Because if you remember what I asked the commissioner last year at Pac-12 Media Day, was there ever a consideration for a merger with the Mountain West? He poo-pooed it. Now who's down bad and needs help? Pac-12. Pac-4. My bad. Like, and I was joking about the Pac-12's gonna get those shooters after me because I asked a viral question 2 years in a row that pretty much sunk the conference because their Apple streaming deal was bullshit and wasn't really gonna make any money, and that all came to light. That's why they didn't want to get roasted by a room full of journalists. And had they brought up that Apple deal, I would have had about 3 or 4 different questions. Like, it was people in that room, they were gonna tear the commissioner's head off, and I didn't think he wanted that. But it's sad to see him going down bad.
Nah, that Apple deal would have been perfect for them. That's their audience. That's fucking techies and people on the Pac-12, and everyone has access to that. You can literally get Apple TV for free now.
What about Android users?
Look at what Emma. You can use it. You can still download the Apple TV app on Android. This is why you can't talk about technology, bro. This is why a bunch of journalists can't comprehend the Apple deal, bro. That's fucking huge,
I'm not saying
bro.
It wasn't a bad deal. It was a good deal, but it's
great.
all they had. It's all he had. That's all they had, which is terrible when you're losing USC and UCLA. And then Colorado fucking ditches you 5 days after you say all our teams are in unison, our conference is united, everybody's going to stay together.
Hey, that's what he's paid to say.
No vision, man.
No.
I'm like, y'all should have adopted the Mountain West 10 years ago.
Have you watched the MLS on Apple TV?
Think about it.
Have you watched MLS on Apple TV?
No. Like twice. But think about
this. On Apple TV, have you actually watched it? Have you gone into your Apple TV app?
Not mine, somebody else's.
Yeah, bro. You should do that. It's a fucking great experience.
I'm not saying it isn't, but that's not what you bring to fucking 10 schools when the two most the two schools that are carrying you in wins and money are leaving, and you bring this to Oregon, which is $1 billion fucking school already, and a bunch of other schools that are trying to make money. You're going to bring out this Apple deal when the Big Ten has $8 billion on the table.
You realize cable's dying, right? You realize TV's dying, right?
Think about that. $8 billion.
Think about that.
I understand you, but that's $8 billion on the table, and you bring the Apple streaming deal.
Because you know why? Because you're instantly placed on however million iPhones are on there, plus you have a universe of all the different smart devices, smart TVs that can get that. It's like the happy medium between cable and broadcast.
So why does the Big 12 have a better deal then? Think about it. The Big 12 is better for Arizona State. Arizona, which is a basketball school.
I don't know how much they're getting per school. How much are they getting per school?
I don't think it's come out yet, but I know with Oregon and Washington, they're getting like $35 million apiece.
And don't they have to pay?
They're getting $35 million
to
apiece.
Leave, and don't they have to pay to join?
No, there might be some slight fees. They're partial members.
I'm pretty sure there's fees that they have to pay.
There's partial members, and technically, I don't think there's an exit fee really that they have to pay because the media rights deal for the Pac-12 was up, and it's like, if the media rights deal was so good, why did 6 teams leave? Why are you down to Washington State, Oregon State, Cal, and Stanford? And the ACC's talking about taking Cal and Stanford. Think about that. Like, if the Pac-12's deal was so good, all those other schools wouldn't have left. Oregon and Washington wouldn't have bolted the way they did. So, personally, it's sad to see this happening, but the Mountain West needs to really exercise some power, because with the 12 schools you got, I'm sorry, but you're not gonna become major players. Like, it's Boise State. Depending on the year, they're guaranteed to be top 15.
Okay, so pretty much
if you add those other 4 schools,
pretty much
that gives you legitimacy.
Pretty much breaks down like this. In years past, they were making about $20 million a season. The Apple deal they had on the table was $50 million a team. Which is, you don't need it, Kenny. You're cut off.
Man, let me drink that for tomorrow.
Sugar, bro. No,
let me get that one.
You don't need this, bro.
Wait, he didn't get one though.
He's good. You don't need it.
Damn, that's cold.
That's alright.
It's like my dad. Fucking cut him off, bro.
All right, finish your point about
And the
Big 12 still has a better
deal.
deal.
The Apple TV, they're getting $50 million a deal. Sure, Big 12 is getting $10 million more, but you're also talking about fucking shipping all your other 22 division sports across the country, which is going to cost more money than the $10 million you're going to get on your media right deal. Not just that, but the universe of Apple TV is so much bigger than anything you could get on cable or whatever now. So I really just think it's a bunch of fucking dumbasses with no vision. Because I mean, really, they could have nixed all this in the ass by a number of ways. They could have let the football teams leave on their own. They could have let USC go independent. They could have merged with the Mountain West. They could have did a lot, bro. They could have merged with the Big Ten. So I already gave you 4 multiverses where the Pac-12
they turned down the Big
still
12
exists
merger.
In some sort of variation, but they turned down everyone. They thought they had the biggest dick in the room, and they didn't.
All I'm saying is, it's still time. It's still,
there, though?
I mean, if you to merge with the Mountain West, there's still time.
For those 4 teams, yeah.
If they even want to deal with you.
For those 4 teams.
If they were smart.
If I was the Mountain West, I would.
I'd be like...
Because Oregon State, you're getting Nike.
Right.
Washington State, you're getting a hardcore football city, town, fan base.
Cal and Stanford,
Stanford, you're getting money, you're getting California. You're getting
Stanford can try to become what they were. I mean, they're going to be running a spread offense, but Stanford, that's big money. Like, Stanford and Cal could be the shot callers that USC and UCLA were.
And then you take those 4 teams, you put them with San Jose, Fresno,
Boise, Hawaii,
San Diego, and you have a division in the Mountain West alone on its own. You could add Hawaii in there if you want, but still, that's a solid division.
Like, Cal and Stanford on one side, Oregon State, Washington State on the other. I guess Boise you could put with Cal and Stanford. Bottom line is Idaho's not producing elite. I mean, they just got the highest player, in the history of the state to sign with Boise State. But I just think if you're in the Mountain West, now's the time where you cut throats and just say, look, this is your take it or leave it offer. Because you talked all this shit at your media day last year, how you didn't want to merge with us. And now, honestly, Wyoming could probably beat 3 out of the 4 teams in the fucking Pac-4. Boise State already beat you. Fresno State clapped Washington State in their bowl game last year. So it's looking like the 4, 5, 6, the bottom seeds of the Pac-12 are left. And it's not even the Pac-12 anymore. Why do I keep fucking saying that? It's the Pac-4. You got a 4-pack.
4-pack.
You got a Jello pack of teams. And nobody, if I'm Apple, I would fucking rescind the deal. Well, I'm not giving you fucking all this money, all this Apple TV money for 4 teams that are mid. I don't care if Oregon State won 10 games last year. They can't do it consistently yet. Washington State won, 8 games?
I mean, they're good for 10 games like
that.
Every 6 years.
That's my point. Stanford's trash.
Stanford's good for 2 10-win seasons.
We don't know what Stanford is anymore. They're not intellectual brutality anymore. They're running a spread offense with dudes who are very unimpressive. So, did I mention Cal? They had their whole fucking roster pillaged because of COVID. Their best players all declared early for the draft, and then their other best players transferred to UCLA and everywhere else. Michael something Sturdivant transferred to UCLA. Their starting linebacker transferred to UCLA. So really, if it would be the best bet, I mean, they might see that as a move down, but the Pac-12 and Mountain West should just go in a dark room and just say, look, here's how we're going to spin this to make both of us look good.
But the good thing about those teams is, like, they're like the 2 remaining football teams in the Bay. Like, they're actually in the Bay.
So is San Jose
And
State.
they have alumni.
Right.
San Jose is not the Bay, sir.
San
You're
Jose
the first
is
person
the Bay.
to tell me
Who
that.
the fuck are you talking to?
You've literally told me that.
San Jose is the Bay. We've been over this. To where Tom Brady's from ain't really the Bay. But San Jose is considered the Bay. And Bailey is Bay. So, yes, San Jose.
Is it really the Bay, though?
Yes, it is,
like, it's
motherfucker.
the Bay.
Bart runs through it.
It's the Bay, but it's not like the Bay. Like,
You can catch
like,
Bart to get to San Jose. and Amtrak. Fuck out of here.
It's the Pasadena of the Bay.
You're being disrespectful.
It's the Pasadena of the Bay.
Not really. It's closer.
No, Pasadena.
It's pretty
Again,
close.
bro. We've
San
been over
Jose
this.
State.
South Pasadena is like 6 miles away from downtown LA.
To interrupt real fast, I feel like my laptop's battery is acting a little suspicious. So.
All right, let's speed it up. Play your clip from Coach Clark.
So I talked to Lawndale head coach Travis Clark. About 50 minutes. I think it was on.
Oh my God! Just
Monday.
play the best 5 minutes, man.
I'm just only gonna play this one question particular that I did ask him. I'll publish the whole thing tomorrow. A lot of good information that came out of it. Can't wait for y'all to hear it. So yeah.
You be hearing it though, right? Like when you listen back, like you hear what I be saying, right? All right. As long as you know it. Like. All right, Nikki. So you know how like your whole life you're like praying to God and you don't know if He's really listening, but like when you were moving, like what was that whole experience like?
You son of a bitch. Hey, fuck you, bro. Okay?
I did it perfect. I did it perfect.
Hey, I just want you to know, for me and you, I stand on all those jokes I made about you in the first part of the show. I mean,
shit. The whole time I was moving, I was praying to God, so I felt like I was about to die.
I could have played more, but that was just a snippet.
I just always crack up at Kenny's questions because he always starts with some random shit, and then he has a good question, but it always starts with like some random ass fucking background.
I have to like throw in some background because like sometimes coaches will give you the background as the answer, and it's like I don't want the fucking background as the answer. I want.
So you give the background, so they don't give the background for the answer.
You got to give me an answer because I just laid all this shit out right here. I just laid out a table. You got to put food on it.
Fair enough.
That's how I look at like some questions.
I still don't know what Max had to do with support from the city. But all right,
because I was transitioning because he was talking about like because a lot of these coaches forever.
You don't have to defend yourself, Gainey. You got a good answer.
I'm just giving some context for people who don't know.
I'm just saying.
Max Preps is never really accurate.
You just got to cut your questions better. Like when you edit them, maybe just cut out the.
Nah, I want to hear the
random Kenny.
Hey, sometimes you got. Hey man, sometimes
prophecy.
you gotta add a little extra seasoning. Coach Clark knew where I was coming from because we talked off air about a lot of shit. Yeah. So there's a lot of stuff that isn't going to be in this interview. But for example, he said it publicly, and we talked about it twice. So it's okay for me to say this. He has been living in Santa Clarita the past like 3 years. So he's been commuting from Santa Clarita to Lawndale, and he was teaching at Lawndale. The day after graduation this year, the district, Centennial Valley School District, called him and said, "You're teaching at Lusinger now." He said, "But wait, I'm the head football coach." Like sometimes there are exceptions, even if he's doesn't have the most seniority in like as what he's teaching. Like normally you wouldn't move the football coach at one of probably the most successful program in the South Bay. You wouldn't move him to another high school to coach or to teach, and he has to coach at a rival high school. That's kind of weird. So he's dealing with that. Like he was so busy in his office. Like we were talking. Like obviously it was like after their morning practice, and even with the door closed. I mean, obviously kids are kids. You can hear the ice machines down the hall, so shit was kind of going. But I was sitting right next to him, so like
sure.
And he couldn't even log into like he was trying to get into like his teacher stuff to get his because obviously you're teaching for the school year, they have lesson plans and all that. He's trying to get that involved and deal with his kids, and he's like, now I have to beat the rush from 3 to 4 at Lusinger to get to Lawndale at let's say 4:15, maybe even 4:30, depending on what the day is. Be with my kids, practice, film, whatever. Probably not getting home till around midnight. And then that's not even including game days. So most coaches, and he has like I think a winning percentage that's like 95%, 94%. It's high. It's up there. Over 100 wins, even with the wins he had vacated one of his first years, where like they said there was an ineligible player on the team because he went to 3 different high schools, but that kid never actually played. And they took those wins from him anyway. Still got to 100 wins in like 8 years. And won a state title. The only African-American head coach in California state football history to actually win a state championship. He's the only one. Which is crazy because you think about all the high schools that had all these great players, their coaches weren't black. They were white or something else. Like Long Beach Poly,
you seem so bored.
But yeah, shut up.
Didn't Antonio Pierce win a state championship?
No, he did not. They went to the playoffs. Winning CIF is one thing. Winning state is something else. So like,
right.
Lawndale, the 1964 team, won CIF. Travis Clark won CIF, won playoffs, and won a state title, Division 2A. And there's only one division above that. Or 2 divisions above that. So 1A and then, open. So the fact that as a black head coach, he's the only one to ever do that. And like he was catering the lunches for the kids, he had a restaurant, the Serving Spoon, served them, lunch in between, their practices. They got a brand new field. They're back practicing at Lawndale. It's a lot. So I hope y'all enjoy this interview. And for all you people who are like, okay, I'm hearing firsthand what a head coach at my local high school, my local city goes through, and you want to talk about getting involved. Well, he laid out a pretty expansive way people can get involved. And he also talked about how the Centennial Valley School District, what they could be doing more to help. And also, because the guy who stole that money from when I was in high school, his trial's still going. It's been like 13 years. He still hasn't been convicted yet. apparently he still has some connections to the district through people or whatever, but a lot of things haven't really changed, even though it was just the buildings look nicer. So for people who don't think that like high school sports are important, well, that's politics and that's money and that's your kid's education. And I can't think of 3 things that aren't more important. So if you're not paying attention to high school sports from the aspect that I'm giving it to you with these interviews, then I don't really know what you're paying attention to. Because the Daily Breeze and all these other places aren't even covering these schools like that anymore. And are not even covering it, you know, with some, I think what the LA Times getting rid of box scores and all this other stuff. So you might not even see your kids' high school scores or stats the way you're used to seeing it. Connor's not at Scorebook Live anymore, but it still exists. But like, and that dude covered a lot of ground. I mean, from here to the IE to OC, he covered a lot of ground. So there's a lot, and I'm trying my best in the high school sports realm. Some coaches are receptive, some aren't. But all I can do is start where I'm at. So I started at Lawndale High School, my alma mater. And yeah, he talked about a lot. And some people might be pissed off at the district when they hear this interview, and some people might not be. But he told the truth. And since I've lived in the South Bay most of my life, I know some things, you know, he's not lying about and other people aren't lying about. And lastly, the teachers in these districts go through a lot of bullshit that y'all do not hear about, you probably don't care about, your kids definitely don't know about, and it affects you directly because you don't know who's teaching your kid, you don't know who got put where, you don't know how teachers get, you know, demeaned, and how they be playing with these teachers' money, how they try to, you know, they'll switch you to another school, you know, change up your whole life plan. It happens. So yeah, that's it for me.
Yeah, we get it. Teachers should get paid more.
No, it's not even
Period.
that. No, because some teachers make like over 6 figures, but I'm saying the fuckery that goes on.
What
in
teacher
the
makes
school
more than? Never
A
mind.
lot of teachers make over 6 figures.
A lot.
Here.
A lot.
Never
A
mind.
lot of teachers make over 6 figures here.
Cap. But
It's not cap. They just signed a deal.
They do. I'm telling you.
oh well, maybe California law. Then yeah, okay, cool.
The unions.
Yeah, they're not.
My neighbor's been making over $100K as a 4th grade teacher for at least 12 years.
Okay, outside of the state of
Travis
California,
Clark was
then
chilling
I
about his
guess
pay.
teachers make diddly squat. They make like 40K a year. So yeah.
Well, yeah. In other
Anyway, moving on to touchdown or turnover. We're gonna have a little bit of a rapid round here.
Yeah, let's do it.
We got a bunch of interesting signings and extensions, so I'm gonna hit y'all with them quick like.
You sound like Kenny when he was reading your text earlier.
I will take that as a compliment. Are y'all ready?
I was crying.
3, 2,
He's
1.
a horrible person.
I was crying.
All right, first up, we got the Saints and Jordan are agreeing to a 2-year, $27.5 million extension. What do y'all think?
Good for him, man. I'm always happy when Cam Jordan gets paid. He's one of the best of his positions, and he's class act.
I always wanted him to be a Raider, but I knew it was never going to happen. He was such a beast at Cal. And then, like, people don't realize how much of a beast he was at Cal. He killed it at the Senior Bowl.
Cal alumni.
4.77 40.
I can't wait. Well, next week I might go see them play the Saints. I mean, I might go see them play the Chargers.
No.
I just always wanted Cam Jordan to, like, be a Raider. That's just, like, one of the
I feel that.
biggest things that should have happened. But
I feel it. But now the Raiders.
Now he's going to be a Hall of Famer, and he's probably he's on pace to break the
now
Saints.
Gruden and Carr with the Saints, which is disgusting.
Yeah, that's just despicable.
Fresno State Cal.
Right.
Poor Jameis, man.
Congrats to Cam Jordan.
Prayers for Jameis.
Next up, we got the Bengals and Wilson agreed to a 4-year extension worth up to $37 million.
Linebacker Logan Wilson out of Wyoming of the Mountain West, by the way.
What happened to the other white linebacker from Cal? Did he make it?
Mike Muhammad?
No, from
I can't remember his name, but I know who you're talking
Zach
about.
Fowler?
I don't think so.
You said
he was
white
at the Senior Bowl.
Out of Cal?
The same year as Wilson.
I don't think so.
A white linebacker out of Cal?
Yeah, the same year.
Couldn't.
You know him. You pointed him out to me. You told him.
Did I interview him? I
probably did interview him. I interviewed him. You probably interviewed him too.
I mean, unless you can tell me his name, I don't know what to tell you.
I can look at the Senior Bowl roster.
You just have so many interviews.
Dead ass. I'm not even playing. RIP to the NFLPA Bowl. Over 150 players interviewed in 4 years. Let's talk about it.
I have a few of those too.
Yes, you do.
Yeah,
yes, you do.
Breaking into the field
50,
a little bit.
60.
I have like 3.
Nah, you got about 15. A solid 15.
15?
I'm gonna credit you 15.
I had like
we're counting that conversation with those Louisiana players.
I got like 2 more on Kenny.
They were hating on me. That was
only because I didn't go. But then you gotta remember
2 more.
And you gotta remember the year where I gave you everybody to scout too.
That was like 2 years. But besides that, I got 2
You
more
have at least
you.
the 2 years on me because you started. You already.
I honestly might have 3.
Realistically, probably.
Maybe.
I might have 3. Yeah.
All right.
It's been around 12 years. So how many years were you covering it?
At least 6.
I think
7.
y'all are
So I've been
both
4.
great.
Yeah.
Equally.
So 2.5. You have at least a 2.5.
We're not comparing. I'm just shouting out my stats.
Oh,
too.
I thought we were comparing.
No. He was on the wave, and then he told me I should have gotten on the wave. What?
I got him in a year before he went. There was the first year.
I didn't know that
the first year you didn't go. No, you did know.
I didn't believe in
work.
myself. I didn't believe in myself
You
enough
had work.
to go.
You had work.
I had work,
schedule
and
wasn't
I
as
could have got it
flexible.
off, but I didn't
Self-doubt's
believe in
killer.
myself to go. So I just went to work. I was like, I'll do it next year.
Alrighty. Well,
Shout out to Brandon, though. He's a great person.
Next up,
Aaron.
we have the Panthers and the athlete Houston, not the
Justin Houston,
yes,
edge rusher.
not the team Houston, but the athlete Houston agreed to a 1-year, $7 million deal. Touchdown and turnover.
That's a touchdown. Honestly, the whole last 3 been a touchdown. Because Logan and Jermaine Pratt are perfect for the Bengals, and then when it comes to the Panthers,
Agreed.
they got Justin Houston.
It's a pretty good
They
deal
got
too.
Deion Jones,
For the
Shaq
Panthers.
Thomas. I forget the other linebacker. They also
Brian
have
Burns.
No. They have another inside linebacker.
Well,
But,
Houston's the edge.
Brian Burns is the edge. Justin Houston is the edge. But they also
They have someone else,
Frank
too.
Louvie. Frank Louvie, I think his name. The Washington State. I think he's the edge now, but he's a linebacker. So yeah, they got a lot of talented guys on that defense in that front seven, along with Derek Brown. And nose. So
Definitely building that defense for sure.
yeah, and Jace Hunter is looking pretty healthy. You also got the former first-round pick out of Florida who got traded from the Jags, C.J. Henderson. Looks like he's playing pretty
Ooh, I
good.
forgot
They
about
have
that.
J.C. Horn too.
Yeah, they do. I just said him.
You
So,
said
yeah.
it weird though.
Yeah, J.C. Horn. I
You
think
said
I said
like
J. I
Jossie
think I said
Horn.
Jace Horn.
Jossie, yeah, you said like Jace.
JC. You said JC.
I think it's
You said
Jace
something.
Horn. It's. I think it might be Jace Horn.
Is it JACE?
It's J-A-Y-C.
It's spelled J-A-Y-C-E-E.
YCE?
Yeah.
Oh, I think that's JC.
I think he.
Yeah, I think you
pronounces
said it right
Jace.
then. No, that's weird.
It's weird though.
Anyway,
All right. Yeah, touchdown as well. It's a good mentor for Brian Burns.
yeah, I think that's good for the Panthers, especially more than Houston, to be honest. Next up, we have the Lions are signing veteran quarterback Teddy Bridgewater.
Your touchdown.
Also a touchdown.
Staying in the league.
Shout out to Teddy Bridgewater.
Don't do Teddy Bridgewater like
He's
that, man.
perfect for that
He's-
Lions
he's
offense.
He's like a 9 out of a 10 that you could have for a backup.
He's more consistent
So,
than
yeah.
Derek Carr.
But he's old, isn't he?
He's not old. He's
Him
like
and Derek
30.
Carr came in the
Oh,
same
it's
year.
like 35.
No,
He's
he's
30?
like 31.
He got hurt
Oh.
and he missed a
31,
couple
30,
seasons.
31.
I think for like a really shit team, he's like borderline starter.
Definitely.
Yeah, he was playing for the Dolphins.
I mean, I think
If he was on the Texans last year, he should have been. He
the
would have been a
biggest
starter.
thing with him
sure.
and the downfall of him is
Doesn't have a big
like
arm.
he has enough of everything to play in any offense, but he doesn't have elite anything to where it's like, yeah, he's gonna win with that.
I think in Teddy Bridgewater's, he was before his time. His prime was before the NFL was ready for his type of athlete.
No, not even that. He's not even like an athlete like Lamar or Bryce or
No,
these other
not to that
guys.
effect, but I mean, think about it.
His
Back when
body's
Teddy
not
Bridgewater,
even built that way.
He's
10
a field
years
general.
10
But
years
he's
ago,
athletic enough. He's accurate enough. He
Mm.
has enough arm strength. It's just he's not elite with any of that.
sure.
But he has enough to fit in whatever offense you have. If you have a running offense, yeah, he can be athletic and move and throw the ball. If you have a pocket offense like Detroit, he can stand in the pocket and get the ball out quick.
Jack of all trades, master of none.
Exactly.
Sometimes it's better to be a jack of all trades, though.
I mean, even last year when he came in for the Dolphins, like he wasn't bad. He was solid.
Yeah.
And that's all you can ask for out of your back.
I thought he was pretty good.
I honestly thought they should.
I did better than he thought he would.
Yeah, and he's from there, so I thought he should stay. But honestly, Detroit's a good spot because
him and Goff are the
can
same
get hurt, but
Really?
also Goff are similar.
Jared Goff.
I think Goff has a little bit more
arm, but Jared Goff and
A little bit
Teddy
less
Bridgewater
mobility.
are the same player, and Teddy Bridgewater is faster.
True.
So yeah, I think that's a good fit.
So
And
big
Detroit
W
has
on Bridgewater's.
super weapons.
Game managers, high volume completion guys.
Yep.
Next
Move the
up,
ball.
we got the Patriots. They're signing Trey Flowers again. Touchdown or turnover?
Except this time it won't be
Except this time it's probably going to be for super cheap.
Oh,
Touchdown or
Trash
turnover?
cheap.
I mean, I don't think it'll be like Kyle Van Noy joining for the third time and winning a Super Bowl, but
I miss
It
Kyle
won't.
Van Noy.
I don't think it'll hurt.
Oh, you miss Kyle.
I miss Kyle.
I don't think it'll hurt. Like,
I
I don't know
mean-
what else they have on that edge outside of Judon.
No, they got some young guys.
Touche.
So, but I mean, Flowers can play.
I can't name
Down
anybody
or-
at the moment, but they got some young guys. Who
He
play
can play
tonight.
with his hand down or up. So,
No, it's more like he's an amoeba in that defense. He's like what Rob Ninkovich is. They always have one athletic. He's twitchy or agile, but he doesn't have the speed.
The thing is, with
Yeah.
Flowers, it's not that
He's
Flowers
not
has been
that,
bad. It's not that he's underperformed. He's just been injured. So he hasn't had the
he
opportunity.
underperformed
he's
in
also
Detroit.
kind of
He was a
been-
bust in Detroit.
and
Okay,
he
that's Detroit.
barely
And that was
played.
He took the
Detroit
money,
under
though.
Matt Patricia, no?
and
he
he
took the
barely
money.
played
That was
in
different.
Miami.
That was completely different, and he shouldn't be.
He took the
He
bag.
like
and
played
should
in
be
Miami
congratulated.
like one game and then got hurt.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
He's been plagued by horrible injuries. The next team that he went to, before the other team, I don't remember. But
Miami.
no, there's two different teams. He was injured for both teams. He played like 4 games overall.
Everybody was shocked.
He was just absolutely plagued by injuries. He didn't get a chance to prove his continuance worth, which is great for the Patriots because if he remains healthy, it's going to be great. I think that I don't know, super solid, super happy with it, to be honest. So
There's another
All right.
Patriot.
Next one.
touchdown. Next, we have the Rams bringing back. I think it's what's his name, Jack Johnson the third.
No.
Oh, John Johnson.
John
the third.
Johnson.
Safety.
That's it. John Johnson the third on
John
a
Jacob.
1-year deal.
Shout out to our
Jacob,
guy
Jim O'Hara
Jake with the
Schmidt.
Jake bomb. He was the one who broke the news.
He did. NFL
Uh,
Network was like, "Who is this dude?" And I was like, "Man, chill."
Really? They said that?
They didn't know who he was.
Damn, that's wild. Creator turned journalist now, I guess.
Journalist, Rams journalist, YouTuber who has like over 6 million fucking.
Blogger turned creator
Bro
turned
got 6 million
journalist.
views. Put some respect on his name.
But yeah, man.
Somehow doesn't get. I think he does get the credentials, but there was a point where like they wouldn't give him
I don't
credentials
think
for
he.
stuff.
I mean, he doesn't live out here, so I don't think he does.
I think
He might have a writer. He might have a writer who does.
I think he literally was out here at a camp. I don't know. I gotta hit Jake up.
But yeah, so I mean, good for them. They needed safety.
Yeah, I don't really have an opinion on it.
He's a veteran back there. He knows what is
They
expected.
drafted his replacement like twice, but yeah.
Jordan Fuller is there, and I forget the other guy. But they have a competent secondary now.
Do they?
Yeah. The South Carolina State
I don't know about
corner is
their
really
corners.
good. They're moving him all around the defense. They got a competent secondary.
Hmm.
I mean, I still don't trust a corner. Who
I mean, Arizona has receivers, and Seattle has receivers, and the Niners have receivers. So I don't know how far competent gets you. It's enough versus your offense without Cooper Kupp.
I mean, how old is Johnson? John Johnson the third.
29, 28. He's not that old. He's still young.
He
He's
was in
under
Cleveland
30.
for a couple of years.
So old enough where they don't have to pay him, in other words, but young enough where they
He
can.
already got his big payday with Cleveland. At this point, he's fighting for a roster
I
spot.
don't know.
The
Anywho,
familiarity helps.
It's true.
on our last subject for touchdown and turnover, we have the Eagles are signing Miles Jack and Zach Cunningham both to 1-year deals.
Touchdown. I mean, I think we've seen the Eagles do this before. They pick up veterans off a scrap heap, and they find ways to put them in positions to get the best that they have left. Like, I don't expect them to play, 60 snaps a game, but they'll find the best 10 to 20 plays and situations for them to be in. I mean, Cunningham, his whole thing was, he's supposed to be kind of a linebacker. They try to make him into an edge rusher, and his athleticism is kind of like not where it should be as far as being an edge, but like he was a very productive linebacker in college. So
where do you go to college again?
Vanderbilt. Zach
Last time they
Cunningham
were
was
good.
I think all-time leader in tackles or near it or close to it.
And then who was the other one you said? Oh, Miles Jack. Jack,
super athlete.
he was him in UCLA. Like he was him.
I don't know why he didn't just play running back.
He was even him in Jacksonville, and then he got injured, and then went to Steelers, and he hasn't been the same since. But
couldn't cover, couldn't tackle.
But yeah, we'll see.
They should really just have him rush the passer and drop in the coverage. That's about it.
Shit, I like to see him at tight end. Fuck it.
I don't know about that. A fat chance.
He's a super athlete,
especially with his what's his fuck tight end.
And his knee injuries.
True.
Well, I would say fullback, but those don't really exist except for like 4 offenses.
Bro, he ain't getting no running back touches.
I know. That's what I'm saying.
That's way too old school.
Yeah.
Alrighty then. Moving on to Take Our Tangent. We have our first up is about the 2023 inductions of the Pro Football Hall of Fame. This year, as of today, I think. DeMarcus Ward, Darrell Revis, Zach Thomas, and Joe Thomas all got inducted. Then the seniors, Joe Klecko, Ken Riley, and Chuck Howley, and the coach, Don Coryell, excuse me,
invented the
all got inducted today. So congrats to them.
They got inducted Saturday.
I'm honestly happy Zach Thomas finally got in. I felt like he should have been in a minute ago. Joe Thomas, I mean, he's a
one of the
flagship tackle of this generation, so that makes sense.
Revis,
probably the last lockdown corner I will ever really see.
Y'all gonna say Asante Samuel's name.
Yeah, but Asante Samuel wasn't a lockdown guy.
Yes, the fuck
he's
he
a
was.
pick
What
guy.
are you talking about?
He's a turnover
I'm gonna
guy.
be biased, but
multiple 10-pick seasons, bro.
Yeah, he got picks, but he will also get beat.
So Darrell Revis got beat towards the end too. Remember Tampa
Darrell
Bay?
Revis wasn't even
Don't
getting
you
the ball.
talk crap about my man?
Let's talk about Tampa Bay. Let's talk about what he did in Tampa Bay.
Okay, talk about what he did in Tampa Bay, sure.
That's what I thought. Yeah.
Hey, once he leaves the Patriots, it's not my problem.
Hey, didn't he go back to the Patriots after that?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, but I mean,
We don't
it was
talk
never
about that either, huh?
That was different.
It was different. Was it cheating? Was it considered cheating?
No, it's not cheating. It's just post
Cool. I just want to know.
prime.
He technically kissed a girl on the cheek,
And then who was the first one you said?
DeMarcus Ware.
DeMarcus Ware. I mean,
one of the greatest defensive ends of all time, and he can play linebacker out of Troy.
I mean, for me, like, he's kind of the one that I point to and is like, that was like the change of the edge rusher.
Right.
That's when DNs went from DN or linebacker to like, yeah, you're both. Like, you're an edge player. Like, you just play on the edge. You don't care. It doesn't matter.
Right.
He's a precursor to Khalil Mack.
Definitely. And Myles Garrett and the Bosas and a whole list. Like, I don't think Vaughn. Like,
I mean, I feel like they all have a little different play styles in their own ways.
I mean, yeah, they all have different styles and they all have different
there,
strengths.
They're in his
saying,
tree.
like,
sure.
without,
Different branches.
Yeah.
Because you have to remember, too, like,
he was a DN.
The 3-4 was like an old defense. Like, and when the Cowboys brought it back, like, it wasn't a turnkey thing. Like, it took them years to get that implemented. And even then, it felt like they were trying to play catch up with the old times. But
like Jay Ratliff.
But Ware was able to kind of bring them forward. Like, he was able to be physical in a run game and stay true to those 3-4 principles, but also was able to get after the quarterback in ways that we hadn't seen since Lawrence Taylor. Like,
and occasionally drop back into coverage.
So yeah, that's why, like, for me, like, that's the one where I would point to, and it's like, yeah, that was the turning point.
I think I agree. I think that was the biggest induction this year as
because,
well.
I mean, even look at the other ends before him who've gone in recently, like Strahan, true 4-3 DN, like prototype 4-3 forcer, strong side defensive end.
I'm picking DeMarcus Ware over Strahan.
Yeah.
But like, what other DNs have gone in recently? Pass rushers like Simeon Rice. He's not even in, right? He's not even in.
I don't think so.
You just keep bringing him up because you like Simeon Rice.
He should be in. He's a
I
great player.
don't think he is though.
He's a great player. Dwight Freeney should get in.
He's eligible next year.
Freeney's eligible next year.
Mathis should get in.
He should.
Speaking of that,
but those are true 4-3 weak signings.
Nah,
those are weak signings.
Mathis played linebacker and was probably a better linebacker.
Mathis and Freeney played both, yes, but
Mathis was a better tweener than Freeney was.
Yes.
Also, Torrey Holt should be in the Hall of Fame, and I would say Asante Samuel's a Hall of Fame corner too.
I agree with that.
If Ty Law can pick off all those out routes, why are we changing the rules?
All right, next one.
I had a last part on the whole Hall of Fame doodad. So we got the first ballots that are eligible for the next season are individuals such as Julius Peppers. We got Antonio Gates.
4-3 in though. But
Eric Berry.
In. No, we're not in. But
Haloti. Who?
Haloti Nyata.
Haloti Nada. He's not getting in.
And Andrew Luck.
Andrew Luck is not a Hall of Famer.
That's sad. Those
he
three.
He was never a Hall of Famer.
I think Nada should be in. Nada should get in, but he won't be first ballot. Not first. He'll get in like 10 years.
So you're thinking Julius Peppers, Antonio Gates, Eric Berry first ballot?
No, Berry's not in.
Because they won't put Rodney Harrison in.
But he should be in.
Andrew Luck will make Hall of Fame. He's not going to get first ballot, but
Eric Berry and Andrew Luck are going to be in the College Football Hall of Fame for sure.
Yeah, they already are.
Yeah.
But Andrew Luck is not a Hall of Fame quarterback by any measure.
Okay.
But he should be.
You heard it here first.
How?
He's not getting in. He's not getting in off.
How is he a Hall of Fame? Name 3 Hall of Fame.
He's on first ballot watch according to ESPN. So
yeah, because that's ESPN, and also the Lucks are in that world of broadcast and cable.
Okay, well, if he's on first ballot watch, then I expect that he'll eventually get in the Hall of Fame.
If you're letting Andrew Luck in the Hall of Fame, Matt Ryan's a Hall of Famer, Eli Manning's a Hall of Famer.
Eli Manning is a 2-time Super Bowl champion. As much as I dislike, or don't dislike Eli Manning, I don't dislike Eli Manning at all. But as much as
Eli should
whatever, Eli should be and absolutely will be a Hall of Famer.
Nobody said Eli's a first ballot Hall of Famer though.
Over Andrew Luck, he will be.
I mean, if you put Andrew Luck in,
you got to put Phillip Rivers in. You got to put Donovan McNabb in.
You got to put McNabb in.
You got to put Mike Vick in. You might have to put in Ryan Fitzpatrick.
You
might even have to put in Derek Carr.
I was just reading the stats. This isn't a biased thing. Like, I'm not just saying this because I like
Andrew
Luck.
No, but I'm saying,
like, it's
see how slippery of a slope that is?
It's just what ESPN was reporting.
Then it's the Hall of, okay, they were good.
I mean, there's literal betting odds, like, in Vegas right now, that you can bet on.
Well, we can agree. Peppers and Gates are first ballot.
They should be.
Julius Peppers is the only one.
Nada should be, but probably won't.
Julius Peppers is the only one that I think is unanimously going to be a first ballot.
Antonio Gates
should be too.
Has like 100, has the most touchdowns all time amongst tight ends, and he went undrafted.
Gates should be in.
He's literally the greatest tight end ever.
He should be, but
first ballot.
Who knows?
He's better than Travis Kelce. It's not even close.
I don't know about that.
I can't believe Travis
Kelce benefits from Patrick
I remember
Mahomes.
them retiring. Like, we're getting to the point to where, like, this podcast has existed when these folks have retired. Like I remember when Peppers announced his retirement. We talked about it on the show. Like, I remember fucking...
He played in the Final Four.
I remember Gates playing and us talking about it. Like, and then he was retired.
That's what I feel about Richard Sherman, which is super random. But, like, Richard Sherman just, like, being a part of Undisputed now is just so weird to me.
We're not going to talk about that.
It's like, I literally watched this guy lose in the Super Bowl, and now he's just like...
Wow.
I mean, he didn't lose. Aaron, he didn't lose. Russell Wilson threw
the way you framed that in your mind is pretty fucked up.
You hate him and Michael Bennett.
Yeah.
That was a decade ago, bro. It's a long time ago. Is what I'm trying to say.
You won and you're bragging.
Because, okay, it was a meme. When he saw what happened, when he saw the interception...
You're talking about an undrafted player from...
Don't care. Get shit on.
He got drafted.
And Brady respects him more because of that.
Okay.
Let me see. Did he get drafted?
Bro, Brady's going to be the fucking... Brady's going to be the football version of whatever the fuck Jay-Z is.
Okay, listen.
Like, Brady's going to be having football brunches and shit like that, and Met Galas and shit like that. And Richard Sherman is going to get invited. I'm just letting you know. Michael Bennett might even get an invite.
That whole defense
like,
can suck
Russ
it,
will probably get a filler invite. Like on the last day, like, hey Russ, yeah, you can come, bro. Like,
I'm hating hard because they had bad attitudes. They're bad sportsmen.
They're not bad.
Michael Bennett,
Rodney Harrison was one of the dirtiest players to ever put on football.
Chancellor was
if anything, they were cut from the grain of that first Patriots team. They had that swagger of Willie McGinnis and Lawyer Malloy.
Cam
and
Chancellor
those
was
cats.
a horrible sport.
What?
Horrible
sport.
This
is coded Boston language.
This is coded Boston language.
Cam Chancellor, Richard Sherman. You know what's
but if you look at
Beast
that
Mode, Beast Mode,
okay,
but Beast
Mode. If you look
at
those Super Bowl teams, they are cut from the Patriot fucking
punch Ben Roethlisberger. What
are you talking about?
They're literally
not
cut
a single
from
man
the
of color was on the team back then. What are you talking about, bro? We had a bunch of short white people. How do you talk about cut from the code, bro?
Are you being serious right now?
You're joking, right? You're trolling.
Bill Belichick was in his own world back then. Talking about cut from the Patriots code.
Most of their defense was black.
Most of their defense was black.
It was I was joking, but like we didn't have.
They had a big physical corner. They had a big box safety. They had tweener ends.
Terrell Buckner.
They had linebackers who couldn't really cover but could fill and make tackles. Literally, that defense of the Seattle was literally the Patriots' defense inserted 10 years later.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Like the same thing.
I thought we're talking
about 2014. And they had a rookie overlooked quarterback who was making fucking plays.
I thought we were talking about 2014.
I'm talking about the first Seattle teams are cut from the blueprint of the first
physical corners
Patriots team.
I thought you were talking about. Safeties. I thought you were talking about both D's in 2014.
No, we're not talking about.
I was like, no, bro.
No, in 2014, that Patriots team was the offensive team. Those were the offensive.
There were no Randy Moss on that Seahawks team.
Second phase.
I agree, and that's what I was.
That's
why I was confused.
That first team is cut from that.
I guess, sort of.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, you can't hate them because, like,
no, because it's their personalities.
If you had social media in 2003, that Patriots team would have been the same shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Everybody hated it.
Would have been the same shit.
I'm not gonna sit here and act like Randy Moss was an extremely poor sport with an extremely poor attitude.
Whoa. Let's not disrespect the man who had
bro,
the greatest receiver.
I can talk about him a lot more than you can. Okay,
he was a Raider. I can say
how many Super Bowls did he win with the Raiders?
He said he was never a Raider.
Fuck, he said he was a Raider at the Hall of Fame ceremony.
Yeah, but and that Monday
night, all was forgiven.
He was like, nah, I'm not.
He won. Let's see. So how many rings did Randy Moss win?
None. That ain't his fault. Blame Eli Manning.
Okay.
Blame Rodney Harrison.
Eli Manning.
Yeah, that's who stopped him from getting a ring.
Okay.
I mean, blame Plaxico Burress. Blame the corner who got beat by Plaxico Burress.
So where did Randy Moss have his Hall of Fame career?
Minnesota.
Cap.
Are you serious?
100 million times
she's
cap.
On drugs.
You're on drugs.
Oh, bro. Are you playing with me?
No, see if he was
serious?
a Hall of Famer before he got traded to Oakland.
Randy Moss had his career with the Patriots.
Are you fucking kidding? You're trolling us right now.
It's 10:50. Let's wrap this shit up.
Fucking trolling us.
Okay, we really do need to move on because I know my laptop.
She is trolling.
I knew my laptop's gonna die soon.
You wanted to get you NFL.
How is your laptop gonna die?
We need to get you NFL films ASAP. You need to watch some of those fucking 2000s football so you can see what the peak of fucking football was.
How peak football was?
Okay. Yes.
She said
when running backs mattered.
Oh my goodness.
When Jamal Lewis was putting up 2K on motherfuckers.
Okay, let's just theoretically say that he was
a Hall of Famer before.
But the Raiders that was.
He still had 1,000 yards that year. He had 17.
If he didn't play for the Raiders,
yes, he did.
If that never happened, his legacy would be identical. You realize that?
He was a Hall of Famer before.
Nah, it might actually be worse.
No.
It would be worse.
Okay,
because that was his.
We gotta move on.
That was like the valley in his.
He never lost his speed.
Okay, I politely disagree. But
and then when he went to the Patriots, you gotta remember when he went to the Patriots, no one was expecting shit out of him.
He never lost his speed.
Nobody expected shit out of him.
He quit on the Raiders.
Okay, yeah.
He quit on the Raiders. Nobody was expecting shit out of him.
His second year in Oakland.
So if he would have skipped that Raiders year and just went to the Patriots,
he would have been even better.
It would have. Yes, he would have been better, but he would have been.
He was
even
invigorated
worse.
by Tom Brady.
No.
Yeah, he would.
The program was different.
His first year, he had 23 touchdowns. That record is yet to be broken.
I politely and respectfully disagree, but we have to move on.
You just don't watch. You just didn't watch late '90s, early 2000s.
Let's just move on.
It's okay. It was before your time. It's
Nah, don't play that. Don't try
it's
to put
true,
that on
though.
me. No.
You even said it. I was in diapers. I was in.
But not when it comes to Patriots football.
We'll cut this off early on us.
When it comes to Patriots football, that's not the case. Anyways, I gotta politely disagree and move on. So next up, so that the NFL's top 10 by player vote was revealed. Number 1 being Patrick Mahomes for the second time. Congrats, brother.
Should I extend this another hour?
Followed by Jefferson, Hurts, Bosa, Kelsey, Burrow, Hill, Allen, Parsons, and rounding out with number 10, Chris Jones, which puts 3 Chiefs in the top 10.
That's not surprising. I would have put Parsons top 3. You're not blocking 6
over Justin Jefferson and Jalen Hurts?
4 and 5 respectively.
Honestly,
so who would be 3 then?
Kelsey is like 6.
I would put Chris Jones higher on that list.
I put
Kelsey's 5.
I would put Chris Jones above Kelsey.
Kelsey is 5.
I go Mahomes, Jefferson, Jones, Parsons.
Then Hurts, and then Bosa, and then Kelsey.
Yeah.
Fuck, dude. I never even really thought about it. But now you're laying it out that way, like Chris Jones is for sure a top 3 player.
Over
doesn't get paid like it though.
Over all those guys you just mentioned.
He's arguably better
over
than
Jefferson and Hurts.
Chris Jones
over Hurts and who was the other one?
Justin Jefferson.
Yes. I mean, not Justin Jefferson.
Just Jefferson's
so it would be. So you would say Mahomes, then Jefferson, then Chris Jones, and then Hurts is 4.
I guess if you're making me put Hurts in there, yeah,
I
sure.
got Parsons.
No, but you can put Hurts wherever. You put Hurts in 11.
In the top 20, 25.
That's interesting.
I mean,
I wouldn't say he's the second best
He did take
his
team to the Super Bowl.
I mean, yeah, sure. I'm not taking that away, but I'm just saying.
So
if you ask me my top 5 quarterbacks, I wouldn't put Jalen Hurts number 2.
So you would put Burrow 3 instead of Hurts if you had to.
Damn, I forgot about Burrow.
Are we going off last year or are we going off this year?
No, because Mahomes is number 1, Burts is number 3, Hurts is number 3, and then Burrow is number 6.
I mean, if I'm going off my top quarterbacks, it's some combination of Mahomes, Lamar, Burrow, Herbert, and then Hurts.
Herbert's and Lamar aren't even on here.
So there you go.
Herbert's much far back.
Yeah, I probably would put Herbert like in the top 30.
Somehow the Miami corner.
I don't know. I think it's pretty fair, to be honest.
But I would not put Chris Jones 10. I mean, you saw in the AFC Championship game, like, he pretty much won that game for them. The Super Bowl, like, he pretty much won that game for them. And he didn't line up offsides, like another defensive tackle who won his team a championship.
I mean, Chris Jones has also lost his team championship, though, directly. No?
That was D4.
I guess.
D4 jumped
that was
offsides.
more D4, but yeah.
Speaking of offsides. But anyway.
Chris Jones winning the first round
joined in
pick.
the next year.
So congrats to Mahomes on his second number 1. But next up we have the ex-Raider, Arnett. He wants to resume his career after his plea in his Vegas gun case.
XFL, AAF, whatever the fuck, fan control football. Just go play somewhere and then you could talk about your NFL comeback. Because we don't even know what your game looks like. 1, we don't even know if you want to play. 2, and 3, you out here stealing money from Instagram models, bro, and strippers. Come on, bro.
Yeah, fair enough.
You in the league on a first round contract,
Las Vegas
bro.
Raiders activities.
Stealing money from strippers, bro. Come on, bro.
Red.
I thought that was disproven,
club, As a strip club veteran and potential first ballot Hall of Famer, I take a lot of issue with that, man.
It's not a flex, but Arnett, I thought that was debunked.
Was it?
I thought it was.
I don't know.
Maybe not. I don't know.
He said it was done before. He said he's done it before.
Oh, okay. I just kidding. He's a piece of shit. Anyway, moving on.
Shit, I mean, all these Instagram people.
They said it was a known thing that he did. Like, it wasn't just her.
What an asshole.
All I'm saying is...
Can you imagine shaking ass for money for hours and just some guy who's way richer than you takes all your money from you? That's crazy.
I mean, that was the whole thing that Apple, like, released about passcodes, like people being in the bar and unlocking their phone with passcodes. Because someone could just stand behind you, and then if you leave your phone, they have your 4 to 6 digit passcode, and guess what? They can get your wallet, they can get it, everything. So
makes sense. Yeah. The last one on this subject is, I think Jaguars. I cannot talk. Jaguars. Smart
like
urinal.
That's your part of Florida.
Jaguars.
That's your part of Florida.
Jaguars. Smart urinal. I don't know what that means. I'm kind of scared.
You got it.
I don't even know what you just said.
Woo! Wait, what was it? Jaguars?
Smart urinal.
Oh, yeah. So pretty much they have urinals where you pee, and it either turns green, as in you're hydrated enough, turns yellow, as in you need more water, or it turns red in terms of like you're super dehydrated.
Somebody who's going to be high is going to be really confused and thinking they're pissing blood.
I feel like that's like something I would find in Japan.
Well, it's not like your pee turns colors. It's you pee, you finish, and there's a center at the top, and it turns.
Yeah, but did I give my consent for you guys to analyze my
piss?
piss?
It's a known thing.
Weird.
All the NFL teams have this, but it's not technology. Like it's not a sensor that lights up. It's just like a non-technical. It's like a manual thing.
Weird.
Yeah. So I guess it's like a little pH thing that's like manually moves, but
for
this
your
is
piss.
like electronic.
Nah, bro, don't be reading my piss. Like, I know that I'm not going to be well hydrated at a football game because I'm going to be drinking a bunch of beer.
Well, it's the players.
Oh, I thought you meant for pedestrians.
No.
Okay.
That would be crazy.
Okay.
That would be fucking crazy.
That's what I'm saying. That's weird.
I mean, like, low key, though, I would want to see. Like, I'd be like, all right, I'm drinking hella Bud Light. Like, am I more hydrated or nah? Like,
okay, that's different. If it's for the athletes, then okay.
Doctor.
All right. Well, I don't have a laptop, so you got to read Fair or Fade.
Fair or Fade. So Pete Carroll was real mad about all the Pac-12 stuff. He said he was, quote-unquote, disappointed with the college football realignment and said, quote-unquote, tradition of it gets lost when the money gets in the way. And it's not just referring to the Pac-12. It's not just our conference. It's all of college football that's pathetic.
So it's the guy who did...
Yeah, he's not wrong, but also like, bruh. Like, bruh.
You ditched the spot before the Feds game.
You got out just in time.
You never said Reggie Bush was...
Are you about to talk shit about the one Seahawk I actually like?
Yeah.
I mean, did he vacate his national championships?
No way. What?
Did he vacate his national championships?
You know what wasn't vacated?
His 2005 one, I think.
That ass whooping that USC gave out in the Orange Bowl. That wasn't vacated. We all saw that.
So he has one now?
Adrian Peterson remembers that loss.
So he still has one.
Dude, what are you talking about? It was literally vacated.
Here we go. Now she's going to say that I was in diapers.
So the game... So
I was in
Peterson
kindergarten.
Never played in the Orange Bowl?
The 2005 national championship?
I
was in kindergarten.
Never play in the Orange Bowl. I'm just asking you. Did he play in the Orange Bowl? As a freshman. His best year in college. Did he play in the Orange Bowl? Against who?
So what?
No, wasn't he hurt?
No, he played. He almost had 100 yards.
I thought he got hurt, so he came back from
He almost
injury?
had 100 yards. No, that was his junior year when he lost to Boise State. He broke his collarbone and kept playing because he's a cyborg.
Yeah.
Shit was nasty, too. It was a nasty break.
Damn,
a
he
lesser
got
human
clapped at Oklahoma.
A lesser human would shit their
Did they
pants.
win the sophomore year? Wasn't he hurt his sophomore year?
He had his pressure went down the sophomore year. He got hurt his junior year. He ran for almost 2,000 yards.
I think he was hurt his sophomore year.
A little bit, but he still went over 1,000 yards.
Did they make a bowl game?
He went over 1,000. Yes, he went over 1,000 yards 3 years.
Oklahoma hasn't missed a bowl game since I've been alive.
I mean, like a good one. like the top.
It's 11:02, y'all.
All right, let's finish it up. Rapid fire.
Turn off.
I agree with Pete Carroll, by the way. Good for him. Talking out.
He ditched his team, but okay.
Bro, okay, whatever, USC fan. He did it like, you say that and your head coach is Lincoln Riley. Chill out, okay? Anyways.
Someone sounds salty all the way from
Oh, no, you Never mind. Anyway, moving on.
Bowl.
Moving on. But let's talk about the Dust Bowl that killed people. Anyway.
Damn, that was dark. Baltimore. Speaking of dark, the Baltimore Orioles suspended TV play-by-play voice guy Kevin Brown for mentioning the team's record against Tampa Bay. He noted that a win would give Baltimore its first series win at the Rays home field since 2017. A statistical fact. It was made available to him in their game notes. It's not your play-by-play announcer's fault that your team sucks hot post-gym ass, okay?
He's their primary, by the way. Just putting that out there. He is their primary voice for TV.
Suspending Vince Scully when the Dodgers were bad.
And they got so salty because he pointed out that they were ass in the notes that they gave him, and they suspended his ass. Like, that's next level, cuckness. Like, that's crazy, bro.
You said it, not me. That's a serious fade.
Hey, shout out to Elvis Dumerville. I just wanted to say that.
Elvis Dumerville out of Louisville?
He was another one. That was a change.
Yeah. 5'11", too, by the way. So Georgia staffer Marcus Vick stepped on him in a bowl game. Georgia fired the staffer who survived the fatal car crash after she filed a lawsuit against the athletic director and the estate of Chandler Leroy, the drunk driver that raced Jalen Carter. That's a fade. Georgia has a lot of institutional problems. And
super fade.
Winning covers up a lot of dirty shit that some of these people do.
Her attorney said that they had intimidated
30 for
her.
30.
Can't wait for that Florida 30. Oh, yeah. So Washington State athletic director rips the Pac-12's failed leadership, failed vision, and failed implementation and mismanagement amid the conference's collapse. I told you so. Say your prayers and try to join the Mountain West. But the Pac-12, the Pac-4, and the Mountain West, you can still be the Pac-West conference. You won't be the PC3. You don't
I like that. Pac-West.
Yeah, that's...
I like it.
In case they're not hearing,
It rings.
Oh, and to follow up on the earlier inquiry, what Pac-12 team did Adrian Peterson's OU team beat in his sophomore season?
UCLA clapped the shit out of Oklahoma.
Nope, Oregon.
Oh yeah, that did happen.
They beat
the dog shit out of
They
Oregon.
beat the Kellen
Not the
Clemens,
recent one.
Dennis Dixon, Jonathan Stewart Oregon team.
Yeah. Was that the year Dennis Dixon tore his ACL?
I think so, because Kellen Clemens played.
Yeah. That Oregon team, if Dennis Dixon doesn't get hurt.
Do you remember when Oregon was really fucking good for 3 years? What happened?
They couldn't win a national title game.
Didn't they make a national title game?
Kept losing. They kept making national title games and losing.
Which I have a super random, unreasonable, passionate hate for Oregon. So.
I mean, Oklahoma hasn't won a national title since Josh Heupel, right?
Actually, his name is Bob Stoops. Get it correct.
What? I mean, Josh Heupel was the QB, right? How you Oklahoma fan you in?
I mean, okay, so I was alive. What'd you say?
Tinato was also on that team.
Twas.
Yeah, that's a grown man out there playing running back in high school.
That shit was
was
crazy.
350 playing running back. Fuck out of here.
I would have quit.
I'd have ran at him full speed. Had one good tackle and said, "Coach, I got a."
How are you talking about the national championships that Oklahoma has won? Okay.
How many have they won since you've been alive?
All
How
right,
many has USC won since I've been
I
alive?
didn't bring up USC.
How many has USC won since I've been alive?
Won in Oklahoma.
How many more than Oklahoma?
At least one.
None more. None more.
Show.
Because it was vacated, so 0.
This is why you guys aren't allowed to have your own existential conversation when I'm not present.
It was vacated, so 0. We're on the same level playing field, bruh.
Hey, guess what? If I got my ass whipped by a bum outside, but nobody recorded it, did it still happen?
If a tree falls in the forest and no one is there to see
it,
does
getting
it
their
still
ass
fall?
whipped by the Clippers.
But does anybody care?
And nobody cares, so it doesn't really matter.
All right then. Anyway, so
you brought it up first, bro. You wanted to fade. You wanted to hit the fade.
She wants to just wait.
She wants to fade. She wants to fade.
You wanted to hit the fade.
We get it. We get it. You want the fade. Let's move on.
We'll have this on next week when there's not a time limit. Bottom line is, Eric Bieniemy. People are mad at how he's talking. They're not mad at how all these white coaches be talking. Shut the fuck up about Eric Bieniemy already. It's not even news, bro.
Hey, that shit was crazy how Baker McFarland was like, these players are just soft. Like, let's just talk about it.
You're
like,
soft little bitches.
He's so based for that.
Like,
Soft ass little bitches.
he had an intervention with the coach to tell him about.
So you mad because a grown ass black man told you to get your shit together and do your job? Well, I guess we know your father wasn't at home.
Wow, is that the one where
say it? Yeah, I said
Rivera said he was being too intense? Is that what that's
Ron
about?
Rivera can't tell anybody that. Let's talk about how you got
Don't you talk best about Ron Rivera.
This is post-cancer Ron Rivera. So
don't you talk best about the cancer survivor Ron Rivera.
Okay, fine. Before he got cancer, he fucking ran Cam Newton into the ground.
R.I.P. Mark Fields.
Yes, indeed. He went to Washington State, by the way, Mark Fields. 11th overall pick.
Back when linebackers had gap teeth.
And he ran
Shout out to
really
Jamie
fast.
Sharper.
He was really fast. But yeah, so, well, as far as my rant goes, mom and sister and nephew all went back to Oakland, go hang with family. You know, I'm just chilling. Gonna enjoy this burger from Storm Burger once I get home, eat some fries, and then flame up Nikki in the group chat about everything that happened on the show today.
But
so I'm excited. God bless y'all. And yeah, that's it for me.
That's what your rant is supposed to be every week. Fuck.
Beautiful.
I can keep talking if you want.
No.
Shut the fuck up, Pete. Oh yeah, the whole story with Coach Clark, the whole interview's coming out tomorrow, so enjoy.
Go ahead, Nikki.
Yeah, I don't know. Flaming? That's a stretch. Okay, they all.
First.
I know
See,
why.
every time we get into an argument, it's always a 2v1, and I end up winning anyway. But okay.
Oh my God! Please don't tell us you be pillow talking with Will. Yeah, they came up on me.
I whooped their ass.
I whooped their ass
on their own podcast.
Don't be embellishing in your bitching.
No, y'all took it there. I didn't. No,
bitching.
because the last time that whole thing when my laptop died when we was in the middle of talking about Oklahoma.
What time?
Guess he comes in
like
there.
3 times.
He comes in there and was like, "Damn, you was cooking their ass." I was like, "Yeah, I was."
Oh my God!
He's supposed to say that. He's your fiance.
No, bro. No.
Let's get Will on the show. Ask him.
Call in, Will. Call in.
Anyway, I'm going to have a great week. I'm going to go get a new car, so I'm super excited.
Yeah.
I'm about to go freaking write a check to some random douchebag at a car dealership and make his day.
Okay, don't burn your karma off just yet.
Yeah, I don't know about that. But this time next week, I should have a brand new, beautiful, sparkly new car to share with y'all. So, super excited about that, to finally get this insurance deal over with, because it's been really exhausting. And plus, they had an error where they put my partner as the owner of the vehicle, and so I had to get it all started over, and it was just this 5-day long process that made me want to die the entire time. But as long as I get my money, it don't matter. So, I'll be $20,000 richer this time next week. So,
you probably shouldn't have said that on the airwaves.
$20,000 in equity, not real money. Putting it out there. Do not try to rob me, please, because I don't actually have it on me.
Thank you for clarifying.
All right, well, it's been a crazy week for me. We're having a lot of shit happen, work, but it is what it is. That's every week for me. But yeah, just keeping it going, maintaining. Yeah, I mean, fuck. Last week was fucking a lot. I went through a lot on Friday, but I'm still alive, so it is what it is. Kenny and I will talk shop and debrief at some point. But,
I'm not involved in that.
No, you're definitely not invited. Sorry.
Damn, I'm not invited in the trauma bonding.
You're not. Yeah, sorry.
Why am I not involved in the trauma bonding? Hey,
once you reach 200 episodes, you can join the locker room talk.
If you need a feminine perspective,
I'm good. Thank you. I appreciate it though.
Oh, because I'm gonna tell you how it really is. I'm not gonna sit here and let you complain.
No. Just let me live in my misogynist bubble for a couple months.
Right? No. See that? I already tell you that.
I'm in no way a misogynist. I just want to point that out.
I'm not. I just play one
For
on
legal
TV.
reasons, that's a joke.
I just play one on TV. Anyways, it's Touchdowns and Tangents. TDs_tangents on Twitter and Instagram. touchdownsandtangents.com. Your favorite podcast app. Have a good week. Peace.
Eat at Storm Burger.